Common Sense, the show that tells the truth about marijuana and the politics behind its prohibition.
Now's the time to take a stand, do the best that each one can. We are one big family, once united we are free. Now's the time to make a stand, do the best that each one can.
I'm doing well.
Good to see you.
Yep, I made it right on time.
Congratulations. Well, I guess we're
when we win the election, that'll be the time
Family
for
coffee. How are you?
pats on the back. We still got farther to go. Hey, Frank.
These are volunteer signatures. They're white. These are paid petitions. They're green.
We're here in front of the state capitol, ready to turn in our petitions to legalize hemp and cannabis.
I hope we got more than one petition signed.
Yeah, we do. We think we got about 165,000 signatures right now.
All right, here we are at the Gold Dome Capitol.
Smell the tobacco, I almost want to vomit when I smell it.
Yeah, I did.
But I still smoke herb. I still smoke herb.
Here's a colorful guy.
Hello and
A buccaneer from the old pirate.
happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
We are here trying to make medical marijuana and industrial hemp a legal thing that we can utilize in the state. I think it's great that we can produce over 50,000 different products from this little plant, like paper, fiber, fuels, and medications, create all these great jobs. I think it's absolutely insane to lock people up at the expense of taxpayers because they touched a plant when they could be keeping schools open and paying for libraries and paying for road repairs and keeping these people employed. And I think it's dumb to take these people, not only put them in jail, but put their kids in foster programs when they could all be kept together, being a happy group of people who are growing this plant to make paper, fiber, fuels, and medications. And also, when you take the money out of the black market by legalizing this plant, and the black market has no way to survive unless they're going to sell heroin and hookers, and no one really needs those. So it's really important that this happens, that we end the prohibition, these silly laws that are in place. I might dress a little silly right now today, but these laws are not silly at all. What's really important is that people are no longer arrested for touching a plant, that our government agencies are no longer being straddled to have to pay for incarcerating people when they could be paying to have school programs for little Johnny and little Susie to attend. And I think it's just absolutely insane that medical marijuana is not available to people when they need it for all these great reasons. And it doesn't make any sense that we are using fossil fuels to run our economy when we could be doing it on a green economy, especially using a plant that produces 20 barrels or more per acre. So we could be freeing ourselves from foreign oil. We could be creating lots of great jobs, creating a lot of great products that would compete on the open market, and we could be giving medication to patients who need it and quit locking up people for a plant just by ending this prohibition. These 45,000 people that died in Mexico in the war on drugs in the last 2 years would be alive today if the black market wasn't chasing a plant. But as long as these policies stay in place, we're going to be chasing people down with little guns, and we're going to be chasing down people and taking their rights away in the name of the war on drugs.
They should just be like 50. We just wanting to know where we need to set up. 15, 20 minutes.
Where do you want me to put it?
Oh, I'll just hold on to it.
Well, can I steal you to do some quick stand-up with KPTV, Fox 12?
I heard that we're going to be staying.
This turn-in goes with these kids at Hiram's crew.
If they show up, we'll do good.
You know, and you look younger. Every guy looks
the regulation of hemp and regulation and taxation of marijuana, ending prohibition on it.
And when I did, people go,
And you?
I love your haircut.
Same.
Same?
Yep.
Oregon Cannabis Tax Act. And what about you, sir?
I'm here with them.
Okay, and what does it say? Yes on that.
very similar to fiber and there.
We've got these photos right here. These are old press photos from World War II when the Hemp for Victory campaign was up and running, when they're promoting growing hemp for the Northwest farmers. And, or Midwest, I mean. But here's some of our history, showing our government promoting it. Pretty big hemp stacks there. I could imagine it'd be fun to be on that farm. And then this is all the hemp seed available that America had at one time, that they had to guard by armed guards for just to store, because that was all they had available at the time. And it has on the back here a whole explanation on, you know, the whole storyline. This was in a newspaper at the time. It's pretty cool history.
Hemp hooray! I'm here today because I want to see this taxed and regulated and out of the hands of the children, and let responsible adults make a decision, 21 and over, get it out of the hands of the drug dealers and get it regulated and responsible. Make money for the state, makes sense.
Why are you here today, sir?
Oh, hi. I'm here to record information and to network with fellow activists and advocates of cannabis law reform.
Right. Thank you. Where are you from?
I am originally from Tualatin physically. I'm with the Mercy, the Medical Cannabis Resource Center, Willamette Valley Normal, but for this show here, I'm covering it for the Oregon Cannabis Connection. We're going to get some pictures, some information, and then we'll put it out there for the people to see.
Thanks.
Thank you. Take care.
And oftentimes the press overlooks those facts.
And whenever I meet chicks, like
Why are you here today, sir?
I'm here to represent the cost.
Make our final signature turn-in. We've got about 30,000 more signatures to turn in for our Oregon Cannabis Tax Act petition. That brings us up to about 165,000 total signatures that we've gathered. We need 87,213 valid registered Oregon voters' signatures to qualify. We believe we have more than done that here today. We're proud to have Jeff Mapes of the United Food and Commercial Workers Union talking. Excuse me, you're Jeff Mapes. You're Jeff Anderson. I'm looking at Jeff Mapes. Jeff Anderson of the United. Aren't you going to support us, Jeff? No. You could do a spokesperson role. Anyway, we're going to legalize hemp and cannabis, and we believe we're going to create tens of thousands of living wage jobs and put Oregon on the cutting edge of exciting new economic development. And we believe that marijuana, hemp, cannabis is the oldest crop purposely cultivated by human beings well over 10,000 years ago. It's also the plant that produces more food, fuel, fiber, and medicine than any other plant on this planet. We believe prohibiting the oldest crop and the most productive plant known to man is wrong, and we're here to redress that wrong and to make it right, and to legalize and regulate the sale of marijuana to adults and restore industrial hemp for fuel, fiber, and food. This is Madeline Martinez of Law Enforcement Against Prohibition. We think that we're going to allow our law enforcement agents to concentrate on real criminals. They won't have to arrest marijuana growers and dealers anymore, and that's going to save over $40 million a year in criminal justice costs. We believe regulating the sale of marijuana will raise over $140 million a year. And those numbers aren't my own. They come from Jeffrey Myron, an economist at Harvard University, who estimates we'll raise about $9 billion nationally when we tax and regulate marijuana. So I'm going to let Madeline go ahead and talk.
Oh, okay.
If you're ready.
I am ready. I'm from Law Enforcement Against Prohibition. I'm a representative of theirs, a speaker. I'm a retired peace officer. I worked at the women's prison for about a decade. And I have stories to tell. As I walk down the halls of a maximum security prison, I often smelled marijuana wafting through the halls, And I said at that time, and I know through my life, that if we can't stop marijuana from going into a maximum security prison, we will never stop smoking marijuana. We will smoke marijuana no matter what, and this law just makes so much sense. Let's stop locking up law-abiding Americans, shattering their lives. They lose their jobs, they lose everything, their livelihood, they're destroyed, and they are no longer a plus for our society because they are out there struggling. They go onto the welfare rolls, they live a life in fear of having a felony against you. In this environment today makes it so difficult in this time to even get a job, to apply for a job. And we're destroying the lives of so many young people that are 18 and 21 because they have a plant on them. It doesn't make sense anymore. And I think that it's time for all of us to look at the bigger picture. Even with the medical marijuana card in the state of Oregon, I hear horror stories from people every day about losing custody of their children. I can't even imagine, as a mom and as a grandmother, if someone said to me, we're taking your children from you, even though you followed the letter of the law, even though you're taking every precaution. I personally would not be able to breathe because you're going to take my child from me after I'm following a law that is allowed in the state of Oregon. It's absolutely mind-boggling that we continue to do this to our people. And also, mi gente latina, por favor, entiende que esta es nuestra guerra. Nosotros somos la mayoría de gente presa por marihuana, por otras drogas. Ya no es justo. Tenemos que apoyar esta acta y cambiar la ley ahora. Por favor, ayúdanos. And people out there, please just understand that until we change this law, nothing is going to change for marijuana. And we are, in fact, law-abiding citizens. All we want is a chance. As Paul said so wonderfully, let's make this money. Let's get this money into our state coffers. Hemp, America's roots are hemp roots. Our foundation was built, our economic foundation, on hemp as a commodity. Why not go back to that? Why not grow hemp instead of selling off our farmlands? You know, one of the things I like to point out to people is no one's growing hops in our old growth forests. They're not being destroyed by hops. They're being destroyed by marijuana cultivation from these cartels. Let's grow it. Let's have our farmers grow it. Let's promote hemp. Let's create the green jobs that we all know that we need in this state. Thank you so much for your time. If you need any more information about law enforcement against prohibition, OCTA, please don't hesitate to contact myself or Paul. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. And this is Jeff Anderson, the United Food and Commercial Workers Local 555.
United Food and Commercial Workers Local 555 and our international union supports the legalization of cannabis because we look at it as a jobs issue. In Clatskanie, Oregon, we have 40 people, 40 of our members being laid off because there's a corn ethanol plant of which they can't get corn. They cannot get corn at a price because of the change to making ethanol and corn and use it in food stocks. It's not economical. It would be economical and would have 2.5 times the effect to use cannabis seed instead of corn. This is an opportunity for a plant to put people with a family wage jobs back to work. This is also unleashing the agricultural community. My family's been in the state of Oregon farming since the 1860s, and we were affected by the hops prohibition. During the prohibition of alcohol, we were unable to grow hops. We're now in that same discussion period where we're looking at the same discussion points of prohibition and repeal. It makes sense, it's economic, we can unleash thousands of jobs in agriculture that add value to the Oregon economy, while also taking the drug off the streets from minors. Minors having access, it would be treated the same as alcohol is today. So this is an economic issue. My international union looks at it from a retail union. We look at it from a pharmaceutical dispensing, or members that are in pharmaceuticals, pharmaceutical employees. And we also look at it as agricultural processing, of which we're one of the larger unions in that industry. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So now if you have any questions, we're happy to answer.
You talked about well, give me a sense of what kind of approval rate you're getting on your signatures and where that seems to be going.
We think we've got about 60% support in the state of Oregon. We've done a couple
I'm asking about your signature approval rate.
Oh, the validity rate of signatures. We had 58.7% valid, and we think a lot of them had been invalidated because of technical circulator issues. But we still think that even given those, we cleaned up our act here since we got that report. As soon as the Secretary of State had begun their validation process, a team of 4 of us here today went down to the Secretary of State Elections Division across the street and saw why they were being invalidated. So the last 60,000 signatures, we think we're going to have a much higher rate of validity. So we've gathered about 60,000 more since that early turn-in point. We needed 31,000 more signatures to qualify, so we're assured that we've met that requirement. Excellent. The plant that produces more fuel, food, fiber, and medicine than any other, and legalized and regulated.
Okay, hey, thanks.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
your help. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Frank here recorded in 1985 when I led the charge to turn in the petitions on the initiative back in '85. The last time the state voted on legalizing, what was it, 27 years ago? Yep, 27 years. Been a long winter of discontent. So we're moving forward.
And now with Time for Hemp, we are changing the marijuana movement with a new voice too.
How many signatures have you got so far?
I'm not sure they're still doing turning at the office.
Still doing turning.
They're still doing it.
All right.
Tell me
about your record.
2 years ago.
Yeah, explain it.
Got 1,600 in 3 weeks.
Wow. That was the last campaign?
Yeah.
What campaign was it?
Same one.
Which year?
2010.
2010. There is John. Won the award. All right. Thank you.
Probably should go to the proper walk.
Yeah.
Let him down there, give him the verb.
All right, Jay. Is that open?
We should have had flowers on them. Rust in peace, Prohibition.
All right.
Now, maybe.
There's your 3 numbers.
Well, it was 10 something, wasn't it? 10-1.
Oh, that was, yeah, it was like 10,100 or something. I need a blanket of paper to write out a statement.
So, we'll see. So that's 90. That's 8. And let's see, 7, 13. Yeah, I do need a calculator. What the heck? I'm on the spot. I better get right.
Yeah, because this is what we'll report.
Yeah. 7, 7. 7, 7. 1, 8. plus 10, 20 plus 7, 8, 5, 2 equals 25,690. So we'll write that down here on a sheet of paper.
Oh.
Make it the official. Well, this is good enough?
That's good enough.
All right.
Now, are you guys done, or are you going to be
We're going to turn in a few more
Okay.
for the end of the day.
Okay, so
We'll have that 301.
perfect.
Yeah. We've got 2 in case we need them.
I was going to say, just make sure all chief petitioners sign the same
We're all
form.
3 right here today.
Perfect.
For the first time.
Summary reminding about components.
Yeah.
Did you sign the petition?
I did not.
Would you like to?
Not today.
Not the appropriate place.
Want to make sure you had the opportunity.
I've certainly had the opportunity. Thank you.
Is there any particular reason why you wouldn't want to sign it?
No comment. In my official position, I probably shouldn't venture any kind of pro or against.
Okay.
So-
Because there's a lot of people who could probably persuade you for a pro.
I was just.
We're going to do that here today.
Oh, wonderful.
Turn in those 2 forms. There's 2 of them, right? One to name the 2 proponents and one for, maybe there's just one.
I think there's just one.
Okay.
I was going to say. Now, do you need the boxes right back, or can I give them back to you this afternoon?
You can get back to us this afternoon.
Perfect. I will do so then.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, and here is a date stamped copy of that
Thank you.
lovely piece of paper saying
Do you have the 301
$25,690.
for the 2 proponents? Do you have a copy of that? I don't have a copy. Can you get a copy of 301 or?
The 301, not
No.
the proponents.
Let's get both.
Okay.
I have the proponents one.
Candy, do you have the proponents form?
I can print one.
That would be fabulous.
Thank
So
you.
there is that. Oh, I won't. Oh. I was going to say, if I lock these.
Oh, yeah. We
Well-
can.
Yeah.
Would there be anybody in your office who'd want to sign it?
Probably not.
It's not appropriate time.
Got to
okay.
give you 10 for 10 for trying.
That's all right. You think the governor might sign it while we're here?
Oh, it
He's
does.
across the
Feels
street.
great.
Oh, really? Let's go across the street.
Let's go ask him.
I think we should. Let's go do it. I'll go with you.
Okay. That'd be nice.
Money and people that we're giving hope to countless tens of thousands of people who are locked in prison for incredible sentences, and to their families that have been destroyed by cannabis prohibition as their bread earners been thrown into prison. So we're just proud to be able to do something to help those families and help restore sense to the drug debate and help restore the oldest crop and the most productive crop known to man. You're welcome. Thank you.
We need very ganja. Ganja. We need to share very ganja. A renewable energy
again next week. Go to our website, watch Casper's, or listen to Casper's radio show. Watch our show next week, and remember to help us restore hemp.